Good afternoon, how are you doing? The short visual Norfolk vlog is about how we created a simple bird garden at home with the help of the one-stop nature shop in Deepdale and my friend Richard Campey. I hope you enjoy it. Good morning, how you doing? This morning I've come down to the Hawk and Owl Trust at Norfolk. I've come down to see a good friend of mine, Richard Campey, who owns the one-stop nature shop in Deepdale. Richard is an expert in certainly all things birding and all things optical for birding. So I've popped down to see Richard. He's got an exhibition down here today. I don't know too much about the Wildlife Trust down here. They call it the Hawk and Owl Trust. I don't know too much about that, but I popped down to see my friend Richard, and let's see how he's getting on. He seems quite busy in there, so we'll see how he is.
I don't mind it looking brown in the winter, brown and messy. That's it, yeah. Because you kind of expect it under the blue tree and underneath.
Looks like he's in here.
And
here he is.
Holes, okay, for the feeder in his garden, and he will either then.
Seems like you're going to be really busy here today.
I think it is. There's an RSPB group in. There's lots of people coming in. That's spotted woodpeckers calling. They've still got bramblings here. You know, so it's really nice.
So we've seen Richard at the Hawk and Owl Trust, and he's given us this to start our bird garden. And the idea of this cage around the feeder is that bigger birds like starlings, pigeons and doves can't get at the seeds, so only the small birds can get in there. We're down here in Burnham Deepdale now, just outside the one-stop nature shop, where we're going to pick up the rest of the kit for our new bird garden. Richard's told us exactly what we need, and so we're down at his shop now to pick all the various bits and pieces we're going to use to set up our new bird garden. So you know what we need?
I do what you need. I do know what you need. Okay, so birch feeder, suet logs, poles, hanging hooks, and a cage feeder. Yeah.
So why is Niger seed different?
So you've got a different type of seed, so it's smaller. It's a smaller, very small grain. And the finches, like greenfinch and goldfinch, particularly like this, especially goldfinches because they eat thistle heads and thistle seeds. It's very similar to this.
So the great thing about getting your kit from the one-stop nature shop is you know that people who know what they're talking about are telling you what to do, rather than you just guessing. It takes all the guesswork out, because Ollie and Richard are real experts, and it's not often you can actually say that people are true experts in what they do, but these guys really are. So that's the new bird garden kit in the back of the car. Hi there, how are you doing? So we're back now from the one-stop nature shop, and I've got all my stuff here for setting up my new bird garden. We did have a bird garden here, or should I say we did have some bird feeders set up. What I really want to do is get a really structured bird garden that's designed to get the optimum amount of birds. And one of the first things that I want to do is I want to set up a little bird table over there in that corner under those trees. So I want to set up a little bird table in this corner over here. this should make a pretty good bird table. Next step is to get some bird feeders on a pole so they stand above that wall. It's all about line of sight, and if birds can see when they come to that tree that there are places to feed in this garden, which means we'll have to get something above that wall, they're far more likely to come into the garden. This looks about the right sort of height. One of the things that Richard recommended is how to avoid big birds like starlings, doves and wood pigeons nicking the feed from small birds that I really want to attract, because those are the ones that I want to photograph. And Richard recommended one of these, which I'll show you in a bit more detail, which has got a cage around the feeder. And this cage obviously around the feeder means that the small birds can get in and the big birds can't get in, so they have to leave it alone. Apparently it's really effective with squirrels as well, but as we don't have any squirrels around here, not so much of a problem. This stuff is something called Niger seeds. What little birds are attracted to. So birds like finches, and particularly goldfinches, are attracted to Niger seed. So starlings, pigeons and doves won't be able to get into here, and I'm going to put this back on the pole here. I must say, I'm really pleased with our afternoon's work. It seems like in only minutes we've got new visitors to the garden. We've had greenfinches, robins, blue tits, of course doves and pigeons, starlings and sparrows. I find that there's no better way of getting perspective on life than seeing nature close to. And a lot of people come to Norfolk to do just that, to see birds in their natural habitat. But if you can't get to Norfolk, if you can't visit here too regularly, why not just set yourself out a really simple bird garden? It's better than TV. You can see birds all day, every day. It's just so relaxing.